Statistics show that 87% of agents will fail and be out of the business the first couple years, which is really scary. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to be part of the 13% with these real estate agent tips for brand new agents that will show you how to build your pipeline. Hello and welcome to our channel. My name is Kevin Smullin. This is 2Q Lead Generation Strategies. That is the name of my business. And what we do is we help real estate agents generate more business. The way that we do that is we teach them a Facebook marketing system that will help them add 2 transactions per month and show them how to do it in less than an hour of their time spent per week. So those are the kinds of things you're going to learn here on this channel if you're brand new to us. If you're brand new, thank you. We enjoy you, appreciate you being here. But those are the kinds of things you're going to learn: lead generation, marketing, Facebook specifically, how to grow and build your pipeline, and today is going to be very much in that vein. So today what we're going to be showing you are the 5 tips that I would use to start building my pipeline if I were a brand new agent. So my background and story, if you're not familiar with it, is 20 years ago, I decided to go get my real estate license. I really knew nothing about marketing, about lead generation, and they don't teach you these things in real estate school. So unless you just magically learn it somewhere, you're probably going to struggle, which is exactly what happened to me. I lasted a little less than 2 years, got out of the business as an agent, and then I spent the next 15 years studying everything I could about marketing, about lead generation. Again, I just wanted to learn how to solve this problem. And so today, if I could go back in time and teach myself, that's what I'm going to show you today are the 5 tips that I wish I knew as a brand new agent. So with that in mind, let's just jump right into the content and talk about tip number 1. So tip number 1 is leads, leads, leads. Your business is going to be built on a foundation of leads. And so the moment leads stop coming in is the very moment your business starts dying. Leads are the lifeblood of your business. And so in real estate, they always talk about location, location, location. In marketing for real estate, it is leads, leads, leads. And so I talk about 3 different sources of leads, and these are very important. The first one, especially for you newer agents, is learning how to generate cold leads. So when I talk about a cold lead, I simply mean that they don't know who you are. You don't know who they are. And so with some marketing and some examples I'm going to show you on Facebook, this is a way that we would use those to generate leads. So the way that we do that is by doing some marketing on Facebook. And one of the biggest mistakes a lot of people make with Facebook is that they're so busy talking about themselves and how awesome they are. And frankly, it just doesn't work. So I'm going to show you an example of, in fact, I'm going to go here. I'm going to show you an example of a lead generation campaign. So this is something that, this is just one of my pages that I use for training purposes. So we'll go here just to give you an example. But the purpose of having a lead generation campaign up all the time is I can set up an ad budget on Facebook. I can just constantly let that run, and I've got leads coming in all the time. So here is a great example of a lead generation campaign. And so what we're doing is we're featuring a specific listing in exchange for having somebody leave a comment below. And what happens is when they come down here and they leave a comment, it actually triggers a message sequence that starts a conversation. And the nice thing about that conversation is it's all about that person. You know, hey, what are you looking for? Do you want to go see this home? If so, let's go set up a time. If not, you know, what kind of properties are you looking for so that I can put the right ones in front of you that will shorten your search and help you out. It's that kind of a conversation. And so I'm going to leave a link up here in the video that will give a better description of this and go more in detail on how to set this up. That's not the point of today's video. But the first thing that I always want to have set up as a brand new agent is down here with a lead generation campaign, I want to have something going every week. And my focus is to have something that's generating about 20 to 25 leads a week. Now, when we run an ad on Facebook, obviously that's going to cost you some money. But when it comes to lead generation, it either comes down to, are you spending your time to generate a lead? That would be like cold calling, door knocking, those kinds of things. Or are you spending money to generate a lead? So you can buy leads from sources. A lot of them are super expensive. And if you're following what I'm teaching you, the cost for what is costing most of my clients to generate leads like this It's about $3 to $5 per lead is what it's ending up costing them with Facebook ads. And so you talk about if you're spending between 20 to, if you're getting about 20 to 25 leads a week, that's roughly about 3 a day. And so what it's costing my clients to generate that's what a lot of them are doing, is around a $10, $12 budget. And for that, they're getting around 3, 4 leads a day. And so with that, having 20 to 25 leads a week, I know that if I'm generating 25 a week, that's 100 a month. I know that if I'm getting to that point where I'm generating 100 leads, that statistically speaking, with a cold lead, 1 to 3% of those, meaning 1, 2, or 3 of them, are going to turn into a transaction. And so that is going to far surpass whatever it is that I'm spending on ads. But if I could go back in time, and if I knew what I knew now, I would have a lead generation campaign going at all times so that I constantly had leads coming in. That's the first part of the leads. Second part of leads is having a warm audience. So as you can see, I'm a huge believer of marketing to your sphere of influence and your past clients, because these are the people that are going to be, you have the best relationship with them. Again, if you're brand new, you don't have past clients. But with sphere of influence, you need to get to the point where you are the household name in real estate. Then when they think of real estate, they think of you. And so one of the things that we can do on Facebook specifically, and a lot of people don't realize they can do this, but I can take a list and I can upload it to Facebook and I can run ads specifically to those people. And so what's cool is on their end, it doesn't really look like I'm targeting them, even though I am. It just looks like there's my ads that are popping up as they're scrolling through their newsfeed. And so it's not really a direct solicitation where it offends them, but they're going to see me all the time. And so if you're a brand new agent, you want to get started with your sphere of influence immediately, to where you're marketing to these people. They're seeing that you're seeing your activity. They're seeing that you're taking listings, that you're holding an open house, that you've got properties. Like for example, if you're doing a lead generation campaign like this, where you're using a listing to generate interest from potential buyers. A lot of you are probably saying, well, Kevin, I'm brand new, I don't have a listing, and that's fine, right? Go find a colleague in your office, go talk to another agent. They probably have a listing. And if they do, you can just go up to them and say, look, I wanted to run some ads and try and find a buyer for your listing. Is that okay? And once they give you permission, which they will, especially if you're trying to help them find a buyer, then you can do this. You don't need your own listing to do it. So the second type of marketing that you want to do is you want to be marketing to your sphere of influence, because again, these are your warmest relationships. You want to warm these people up and let them know that you're brand new to the real estate industry. And again, you can start posting, things that you just listed, things that just sold, client appreciation events, testimonials, reviews. Any of that content is great for that audience. And again, I would have that going all the time and posting on social media so that they see you over and over and over again. There is a repetition to this. The third type of audience that you really want to set up for your leads. So first leads were cold leads. Second leads were your warm leads. And then your third one is going to be retargeting. Now, retargeting is one of those things where you know what it is without knowing what it is. You just don't know the term, right? So if you've ever searched for something like on Amazon and then you start clicking away to other websites, the ads that pop up are the very thing that you just searched for, and you're like, wow, that's kind of weird that they're tracking me like that. Well, that is retargeting, and the reason why they're tracking you is because they know that you are a good candidate, right? The very fact that you've already searched for something means that you're a good candidate. Well, the beautiful thing about marketing with real estate, and specifically Facebook, is Facebook has a lot of retargeting built in when you know how to use it. And so I'm going to leave a link right up here, right for this spot, that's going to talk to you about creating audiences, where you can create an audience for retargeting, and it's going to show you how to do it. But you can target people that have watched your videos. You can target people that have interacted with your Facebook page, people that have gone to your website. You can retarget people based on lots of things, but if they've already interacted with you in some way because they clicked on one of your properties or they watched a video of you, then you know that they're a great candidate. And so that is another great audience of people to have, because those are going to be your best prospects in that area. So again, one of the most critical things for your business, and it's rule number one, is leads, 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 warm leads, cold leads, and retargeted leads. These are some of my favorite. So that is tip number one. The second tip is you want to make sure that you're playing the long game. So let me tell you what that means. I see a lot of agents when they're brand new, and part of the problem is they're in such a hurry to get a deal done that they cut corners, they do things, they have a very short-term perspective, and it ends up hurting them. So one of the things I tell people all the time is the real estate sales cycle is very, very long. Meaning, if I generate a lead for you today, right, then the truth of that is you very well could go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months with that prospect before they're ready to buy, because they had to get their credit ready, or they had to save money for a down payment, get the house ready to sell. They were waiting for the kids to graduate. There's any number of situations as to why someone would wait. But the deal is, even if we generate a lead today, that person more than likely is not ready to do business with you today. And so one of the big mistakes I see a lot of new agents make, and even seasoned agents for that matter, is they think that just because that person isn't ready today, that that's a bad lead. And you've got to play the long game, right? You've got to understand that in real estate, most of the people that you interact with and engage with are not going to be a qualified candidate today, right? So if you know that, you've just got to make sure that your focus and your systems and your perspective is all set up on a long-term perspective. So with the long game, again, one of the biggest keys to real estate is that the money isn't in the generation of a lead. The money is in the follow-up. And this is where agents really separate themselves, is what their level of follow-up is. So I will tell you that the more follow-up you do, the more transactions that you'll do. So very few people are going to do transaction with you on your first contact. It's going to take multiple contacts. So again, you've just got to know that going into it and have a system that's in place for that. One of the things that I'll offer you to help out is down in the description below for the YouTube video, I'm going to put a link where you can go get a follow-up email sequence that I use for buyer leads. So again, this is something I'm just going to give to you for free. You don't have to opt in or subscribe or anything like that. All you have to do is just click the little link below. It's going to take you to my Facebook Messenger. Just click on the button at the bottom that says get started or something like that. Anyway, you'll see it at the bottom. But when you click on that, it's going to take you to a link where you can download that email sequence. But this is just something that you can use to shortcut and have something already set up that's more of a long-term follow-up sequence, right? And inside that email sequence, you'll see exactly what it is. But that's rule number 2. Play the long game. Again, realize that most people aren't ready to do business with you today. It's going to take time, and everything depends on your follow-up, right? Follow-up, follow-up, follow-up. That's where the money is, okay? Rule number 3 that will help you for brand new agents, and that is leverage in your business is everything, right? Leverage is the key to growth. So one of the biggest mistakes I see agents make is they'll go about building their business in ways that they cannot leverage, right? And so what happens is they'll go start knocking on doors, or they will start cold calling. And so their production starts looking like this, right? They're down here at a low because they're brand new. They don't have a whole lot going on. And so they prospect, and they start getting a bunch of prospects and people that they're showing homes to, and et cetera, et cetera. And then they're so busy working with those people that they stop doing the very thing that got them there. See, and that's why leverage is your key to growth. If you look at a lot of agents, their production looks like this because they prospect, and then they're so busy working with those people, they stop prospecting, and so on and so on. So you want to have systems in your business that give you leverage. So this is why I'm not a fan of door knocking, because you cannot leverage it. The moment you stop doing it, the moment leads stop coming in. Same with cold calling. The moment you stop cold calling, the moment leads stop coming in. So the focus and what I would teach you is leverage is everything. This is one of the huge reasons I'm a big fan of Facebook and Facebook ads, is because I can set it up, I can have my ad running, and my ad is running and it's bringing in new people, whether I'm sitting here at my computer or not, right? So leads are coming in while I'm out showing houses. Leads are coming in while I'm sleeping at night. Again, leverage, leverage, leverage is what you should be focused on, because the more you can leverage yourself, the faster your growth of the business will be. So that is rule number 3. Leverage is the key to growth. Rule number 4 for your business, and this is the 4th tip, is focus on activities and not on outcomes. Okay, focus on activities not outcomes. So what happens with a lot of agents when they start building their business is they set a goal and they have an idea of, okay, this month I want to do two transactions or 3 or whatever that number is. And so if they don't hit that number, they feel like they failed, it's kind of discouraging, and so on. So what I would advise you is that don't focus on the outcome, the number of transactions. Focus on the activity. How many ads did you set up? How many follow-up phone calls did you make? How many leads did you generate? See, these are outcomes that you can control. You can control the activities that you're doing to get to that point. But what you can't control is how many of those activities turn into a transaction, which is the outcome. So again, focus on activities. How many follow-up calls are you making? How many lead generation posts are you doing? How much are you budgeting for marketing and advertising? Again, those are the types of activities that you want to measure and take massive action on without having to focus on the outcomes, because again, outcomes are not really something that you get to control. So that's the fourth key is, again, I would tell you focus on activities, not outcomes. The fifth and final tip is a great one. So what it is I tell you to master 1 to 2 things. So what happens with a lot of agents is one person, as they're training, one person will tell them how awesome Facebook is. So they start doing that. Another person will tell them how awesome cold calling is. So they start doing that. Another person will tell them how awesome expired listings are. So they start doing that. And every time they come across something new, they start it. They never gain the skill or the mastery for it. And then they quit. And then they say, well, that didn't work, right? And so I call it the shiny object syndrome, or the squirrel syndrome. Hey, squirrel, right? So if you're getting caught up in the squirrels or the shiny object syndrome, you've got to stop. So pick one thing, master it. So with Facebook marketing, for example, there's lots of moving parts, right? Not only is there lots of moving parts, there's lots of strategies, there's lots of techniques on how to set up your ads, your open houses, your events. I have a course that's designed called the Revolutionary Agent marketing course. So I'm going to leave a link for that below. It's super inexpensive, but it's a huge master's course on Facebook showing you how to do this. And frankly, it's going to take time, right? You're going to have to learn some things. But I would tell you, focus on something and go all in on that, or focus on 2 things and go all in on it, rather than getting sidetracked by all these things. And because if you're giving a half effort to this and a half effort to this and so on, you're just not going to get to where you want to go. If you want to survive the 87% of agents that fail, then you've got to be part of that people that just get laser focused on 1 to 2 things and you become a master of it, right? Be a master. That's where you're going to get the greatest results. So those are my 5 tips for a brand new real estate agent, what they should focus on first to make sure that they are part of that 13% that stay in the business, that thrive, that succeed, and get to that top level, or that top level producer level, right? So with that, let's get into the question of the day. Question of the day is, of all these things that we've talked about, as you're thinking about your business, you've probably had thoughts or ideas that have come to you about what you need to do to grow your business. So the question of the day simply is, what is your first step that you need to do to grow your business? What's that first step, that first action you're going to take? Leave a comment below. In our community, not only are you going to get a response from me, but there's lots of smart people here. So you're going to get feedback and ideas of what people did to grow their business at the start, things that they wish they had known, and again, you're going to benefit from the collective knowledge of this group. So leave a comment below about that first thing that you're going to do to grow your business. Now, a couple things. First of all, if you like this video, give us a comment or give us a like down below. If you really liked it, then smash that button. That just helps us grow our channel, and we appreciate your support. Also, make sure that you sign up and subscribe. So I'll leave a button up here where you can subscribe to our channel. And what that does is it's going to, when you do that and then you click on notifications, you're going to get notified of any new video that we post. And we are posting new content every single week. So if you want more videos like this, things that are going to help you grow your business, new strategies, new lead generation techniques, again, simply click on the button to subscribe, click notifications, and you will be notified every time we post brand new content right here on the channel. So thank you for your support. Again, go check the links in the descriptions below to get those resources and things that we talked about today. And until then, keep marketing your business, make it great, and we'd love to see how we can help you market your real estate business on Facebook. Thanks. Have a great week and take care.